What's up, YouTube? It's Groovinator from RaidersOfLostFlicks.com. Please subscribe to my channel. Every time you don't subscribe to my channel, God kills a kitten. And the internet loves kittens. So quit killing kittens. Subscribe to my channel. It doesn't cost you anything. Just push the button. Subscribe. Do it. Do it now. What is up, Raiders? It's Groovinator from RaidersOfLostFlicks.com. I have a ton of topics I want to discuss today, but I'm racing against time, so some of those will have to be uploaded either later today or first thing tomorrow. So apologize for that. It's coming out late, but anyways, this is a topic that I thought was extremely important because I don't hear it discussed enough on YouTube. It's something that's very important. It's something that's very reflective of the industry and a lot of our fans' discouragement with the movie and entertainment industry in general, and that is Bolshevik marketing. All right, for those of you that are not familiar with that term, Bolshevik marketing is when you tell the customers what they ought to want instead of delivering them a product that they actually do want. And the best example of that is Disney. All right, because let's face it, Disney has all of the brands that most nerds love. All right, they have Marvel, they have the MCU, they have Fox now, which contains things like Aliens, The Simpsons, they have Star Wars. I mean, they own all of these things. All right, Disney has a stranglehold on the industry. The MCU movies have been extremely successful. They know what people like. All they have to do is make some more Iron Man, Captain America, Wolverine type merchandise, and it's going to sell like hotcakes. But what do they do instead? They waste all of this money on Captain Marvel because Disney is the type of company that thinks that you ought to like Captain Marvel. They think that Captain Marvel ought to be a character that you aspire to be, somebody that you should look up to. They are more concerned about indoctrinating the youth and indoctrinating people into wokedom and woke up political ideology and SJW nonsense than actually making money. They are the perfect examples. They have all of the properties that have been making money for years. All they have to do is just keep putting out that stuff. But instead of doing that, they want to change everything. They want to make these gender swaps. They want to make these political, they want to start getting into, the next phase of the MCU is going to be the preaching of wokedom to people, all right? Because that's the trendy thing to do now. All these things are designed by committee. Now, this was done by my buddy Pete from The Place to Be Reviews. I'm going to do a shameless plug for his channel here because he's the one that made this meme. He photographed this. This is right here. When your movie grossed over $1 billion, yet you're outsold by The Flash, okay? Plugging this channel here, it's The Place to Be Reviews. I'm actually doing, we are recording a podcast tonight that'll be uploaded at a later time. When I get information for that, I'll probably update this channel in the description and everything. This is his channel right here. Please subscribe to him, all right? This guy's hilarious. He has a co-host. And this is his Facebook group right here, The Place to Be Reviews, okay? He's up and coming, all right? So pay attention to that guy. But anyway, back to the Bolshevik marketing, all right? This is what's going on in our entertainment, all right? They did it with Star Wars. They wanted to push the new characters out, all right? Even though they had all these old characters that have been known and proven to make tons and tons of money, Disney would rather claim the characters that they've made. They would rather give you Rey than Luke Skywalker, all right? And Marvel would rather give you Captain Marvel, despite failing miserably in the comic book industry over and over and over again. They want you to like this thing right here, yet nobody has touched any of these t-shirts, all right? This is the kind of stuff, we're not making this up, all right? This is not staged, all right? This is a perfect example of what's going on. People will argue, they'll say, well, Captain Marvel made over $1 billion. That's because it was the lead-in to Avengers Endgame, which is a movie that everybody's gone to see at least twice at this point, all right? So they thought that they had, because the Marvel is so connected, most people believed that they thought they had to go see that movie in order to go see Endgame. Now, Captain Marvel's usage in Endgame was so minuscule that seeing Captain Marvel was absolutely pointless. Now that Endgame is out and it's over with, and that whole phase of the MCU is done, who's going to show up for Captain Marvel 2? You think it's going to be the SJWs that are preaching this woke nonsense? They don't go to this stuff. They don't buy these things. They just want to know that they exist so that it annoys people like you and me, all right? That's all they care about. They don't actually show up to support these products. They just need to know that it exists. So this is the examples right here. Bolshevik marketing has never been successful, all right? I grew up in a generation where the customer was always right, and you made products based on what people were into. You know what I mean? If people were really into Star Wars, you put out more Star Wars figures, you know? If people were really into Indiana Jones, you'd make more money. You'd make merchandise based on that, right? That's how it used to be, all right? The customer was always right. Now, people like Disney have such a stranglehold on the industry that they think that they can basically manipulate the system to tell you what you ought to like, okay? They've got all the shills working for them. They've got the media and playing ball with them, all right? They're going to basically skew all these reviews to get people funneled into the movie theaters and hopefully buy this crap. But as we've seen time and time again, Captain Marvel merchandise is not moving. It's sitting and collecting dust just like the last two Star Wars movies that came out. Those things collected dust too. As much as people like you and me love Star Wars, we like the characters that we like in the movies, all right? The movies that we like. Not just because it has a Star Wars logo on it or because it has a Lucasfilm logo on it. We don't care about that. We just like the good movies. Because let's face it, even the prequels were not as bad as The Last Jedi and Solo: A Star Wars Story. Okay, so there's that, right? But this is proof right here that you don't, it's never been commercially viable. Sorry, I'm stumbling on these words for some reason. It's never been commercially viable to tell people what they ought to like, all right? Disney's, you know, like I said, Disney has all of the merchandise. They know what people like. They just don't care. They would rather tell you what you should like because they believe that they're part of some kind of a movement, all right? It's their mission in life to indoctrinate you into all this crap, all right? And this is something I put in my Facebook group, and I, you know, like I said, thanks again for Pete for making this meme because it really did explain a lot of things, and, you know, it's not the first time I've seen something like this. The world-class bullshitters have done tons of videos about toys that don't sell, proof that these things are not popular, but, you know, this is why Bolshevik marketing always fails. Despite Captain Marvel comics failing for years, Disney insists on forcing this character on the public. Trying to sell things that you think people ought to like is never a successful business strategy in a capitalist economy. I'd also like to think there's an alternate reality where Emily Blunt played Captain Marvel and Brie Larson played Mary Poppins, and everyone was better off for it. Meh. And that's exactly how I feel. And I just want to get this out there because you might want to mention the fact that Disney definitely practices Bolshevik marketing. They're not the only company, but they're one of the biggest ones out there that are really into it. You know what I mean? They want to tell you what you're supposed to like, what you ought to follow, what trends you're supposed to follow, so that they can sell you crap that you don't want. All right? It's not working. It's not ever going to work. These companies don't care if they lose money. They'd much rather preach to you than be a successful business. And this is why you should never mix business and politics. It never works. Anyways, what do you guys think about this? Leave me a comment down below. Let's get a discussion going. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. At the time of this recording, I am 5 subs short of 200. Once I hit 200, Raiders of the Lost Flicks is definitely going to start live streaming. Based on how successful that is, we'll do it on a regular basis, but I promise you 100% there will be a live stream in celebration of that 200th subscription, because that's a big one, all right? It's taken me a long time to get there, so help a brother out. You guys have yourselves a groovy day, and this is the Groovinator signing out. Peace.